please like and subscribe. Our story begins in some unknown place. There are mages in red robes chanting a spell, looking all pleased with horrific monsters in the background. Among them, in the middle of the building, is a pink crystal that seems to be reacting to the mage's spell, with a lot of monsters surrounding them. The mages are attracted to what's about to happen in that moment. We see a swift sword swing that beheads some of the monsters. A man slashes the monsters in the background while the mages notice the disturbance with a frightened look on their faces. We get to see a man by the name of Ray Chang, also known as the Sword Lord. He is leading a group of warriors, telling them that he will create a path towards the crystal. He is also accompanied by other incredibly powerful heroes, the Gravekeeper Bill Meyer with his skeleton army. And lastly, we get introduced to the Saint Maria, who shouts, "We need to stop the descent ritual." In that moment, the crystal starts moving and we hear someone saying that it's too late with notification of the tower's tier change, from level 12 to level 12 hard. As that happens, the boss falls from the sky and knocks back all the troops, a new raid goal for the tower being created. After hearing that, the troops realize that it's not good news and have frightened looks on their faces. With that, we get information that the 5th season boss has arrived, known as Lord of Pestilence. The boss, with a mask and 2 daggers looking all cool, he starts slicing all the troops left and right. The new raid goal is to defeat the Lord of Pestilence. The Lord of Pestilence wipes out large chunks of the army with ease and pushes back against the hero's attack. We can see only the Saint Maria holding out a shield for a selected group trying to fend off the tentacles of the Lord of Pestilence. In the middle of the fight, the Sword Lord realizes that he might not come out of this fight alive. He suddenly starts running away towards the exit, screaming that he doesn't want to die, leaving the soldiers in front with fear appearing on their faces. They scream at him as why he is leaving them alone. The boss notices him running away and points out that he is just a foolish mortal. The boss raises his hand, preparing to swing, as he swings a powerful attack towards the Sword Lord, the powerful swing going through the troops, and it's about to reach the Sword Lord. The attack gets stopped by a single individual in black armor. As he stands in front of the troops, they realize who he is. The soldiers start stating that they are saved, realizing that the man who arrived is the Hero King. As he rushes towards the Green Man, the Lord of Pestilence starts swinging at him. The Hero King just casually slices through, the boss realizing it won't be easy. Starts getting serious in that moment. He rushes towards the Hero King as they are about to clash. After they clash, there is just a blast of green energy illuminating the whole building. In that moment, the Saint Maria screams the name of the Hero King. We come to know that the hero name is King Yoo-Sung. After that, Green Man clashes swords with the Hero King while being surrounded by green energy and tells the Hero King how dare he attack him on his own, how foolish could he be, and states that humanity's hope, the Hero King will die a lonely death in an ocean of pestilence where no one can reach him. But this is exactly what Yoo-Sung was hoping for. He thanks him for making a cover for him as he doesn't want others to see all of his powers. With a cunning look on his face, Yoo-Sung releases a lot of energy that made Lord of Pestilence starts questioning how could this be. But it's too late because the energy blasts the Lord of Pestilence of the ground. A pillar of blue light touches the sky, pushing all of the other heroes back a few feet. They all look shocked at what happened. People see Hero King standing in the middle of the building, and as they realize that they have won, they let out a scream, and Hero King collects some sort of blue light, defeating the Lord of Pestilence. After that, the loot starts being distributed among the contributors. The top 100 players get a rare-ranked skill card ticket, and an artifact gotcha ticket of hero rank or above will be given to the top 10 players. This prevented the end of the world once again, and the Hero King received legendary equipment and the title of Lord Slayer, after which he fell to the ground looking at the notifications. With this done, he closed his eyes, and the world was once again able to extend its lifespan by a year. We moved to some kind of conference hall, where we learned that Hero King is the #1 player for all 4 seasons, with being ranked #1 in everything. Outside the conference, a small kid with sparked eyes holding the doll while telling her parents that the hero king is on the TV, while on the street there are people asking if the hero king saved the world again. And also, we see people buying the Hero King t-shirt. As we get back to the conference hall, a man standing in front of the microphone asks Yoo-Sung to say a few words about his heroic performance. The Saint Maria shakes Yoo-Sung's hand and tells him to say something nice, even if he doesn't mean it, she begs him. Live on a broadcast, as there are all of the top 10 players of this season, all of them are waiting for the Hero King to speak. But they were all afraid that he would say something stupid, but when he takes the microphone, he says something nobody expects. Rather than wanting to be a hero, he's only in it for the money. Everyone froze with visible question marks written over their faces. Maria, looking like her spirit left her body, Yoo-Sung stated that it was over for him a long time ago. The events go back to the day all of this began. All of this started in Season 1. It called The End of Peace. The world suddenly turned into a game. We see screen appears in front of all people, and towers of various sizes covered the sky all around the world. Just days after that, monsters spilled out of them and slaughtered people, but players appeared in this chaos to hunt the monsters and protect the people. It wasn't long after that the laws of the new world were revealed. Tower breaks announced the rules. The phenomenon where monsters come out of towers could be prevented if the tower is cleared within a specific time frame. Therefore, players who possess superhuman powers and can raid the towers became the heroes of this world. As we get back into reality, we can see someone replaying the Hero King conference talk on television, as he said he finished being a hero ages ago, while the Hero King sits in his chair and watches the replay of himself. He scrolls through the top, comment of the video. He questions if these are really the standard of player forum. The player community was naturally created due to the world turning into a game. It's a place where information about each raid is shared, and where players can trade items. There is a comment section where someone decides not to buy a Hero King shirt. The Hero King replies with "How poor is he?" And someone replies by asking if this is Hero King. He got surprised. How can anyone knew it was him? The rest of the comments are praises or requests to join Hero King in the next season. Hero King looks through his balcony windows, seeing a bunch of reporters standing in front of his house. He can't stand this no more. He leaves the home. Reporters swarm him with questions regarding his merchandise being boycotted all over the world. The next question is regarding if he meant what he said regarding that it was over for him a long time ago. So why did he choose to be an active player in the new season rather than answering reporters? He asks them if the celebrities who are on TV, drunk and are causing problems, do they even know how to do anything? With a smirk arising on his face, he declares that he will pay back with good entertainment. Reporters start asking Hero King what he means by that. But in the middle of their sentence, ground starts shaking. A system notification pops up. Season 6. Endless labyrinth has begun. The structure of the tower is currently being created. Loading. 96% players may enter the applicable towers. After reading the information through, the gates at the bottom of the tower as the dungeon break approaches. The floating tower will get closer to Earth. Pay attention to the height of the tower. Raid the tower and protect the world from being destroyed. With that, Yoo-Sung puts on his hoodie and swiftly leaves the scene with Hero King flyers on the ground. People wonder if he caused this and ran away. A map inform that Yoo-Sung has reached his destination. System messages appear, telling him that the elders are satisfied with the contractor of the Elder of Jester's actions. He receives blessings from the Elder of Steel and the Elder of Frost, who raise swordsmanship and frost magic aptitude. He didn't just say he was only in it for the money for no reason. It was all to entertain and receive rewards from the transcendence, He makes use of one of his rewards and a fact that guarantees his next random item pull to be legendary, and he receives a legendary black coat. It's time for him to enter the tower. The objective is quite simple. He needs to eliminate the boss on the top floor, the Blood Moon Singer, first, though he has to fight his way through the lower floors. This is a perfect chance to test his new skills, as well as his Frost Blade and Frost Breath. Yoo-Sung wipes away the first floor and levels up multiple times, and his new skills level as well. It's a good start for saving the world. Yet again, the elders don't only give their boons to Yoo-Sung. Seeing the elite monsters blocking the way to the chieftain's room on the 4th floor, receiving blessings from the Elder of Steel, instead of being able to just wipe the monsters away as he did on the previous floor. Yoo-Sung finds that his frostbite hardly even damages them, since he doesn't have a skill that can create proper, accurate, fatal injuries. He falls back on Plan B and tries to use his Frozen Heart artifact, which amplifies his cold skills. He's not sure if he can handle it, though, since his aptitude is fairly new, but what other choice does he have? If the natural world was about being born with the silver spoon, the new world is about items. His magic power overflows from the Frozen Heart, and his fatigue is wiped away in an instant. After that, we see him freely wielding the Frost Blade and transforming it into all kinds of bladed weapons. Even using 2 of them at one point, they might be blessed, but the monsters don't stand a chance. After that, the 5th floor is done and he receives 1,000 achievement points and a random skill card pack. Doesn't hesitate to open the pack, but ends up with a mere common skill stab. It's better than nothing, though, and he even has a blessing from the Sword Sharpener Elder that increases its effects. Store manager Odomata, a creation of the Elder of Machinery, greets him before he ascends again. He buys an acceleration and flame potion from her before heading up to the next floor, the boss floor. A massive orc breaks through his defenses, but Yoo-Sung, utilizing his new potions and buffs, stabs a massive hole through the boss's chest with his empowered stab. It wouldn't be fun if it ended that soon, though, and Yoo-Sung is happy to see the boss have a resurgence in strength. The boss goes berserk with powerful strikes that could kill Yoo-Sung in a single hit, but of course that would require the boss to actually land that hit instead of attacking. Yoo-Sung just focuses on dodging, and the boss eventually crashes dead to the ground after its rage burns out as a reward for conquering the tower. Yoo-Sung receives an elemental skill card pack and the First Conqueror achievement. Things have been going a little too well, but maybe he's just that good. He opens the skill card pack and, to his dismay, receives another basic skill card, an Ice Bolt, Even Ice. Bolt shows great effect after his Frozen Heart upgrades it to unleash an area of effect blast during his next tower. When the boss appears, he freezes it and tests the limit of his Frost Blade skill, as he summons as many spears as he possibly can at once and destroys the boss. Yoo-Sung receives an equipment card as a reward that gives him a piece of armor, which is useless because he already has a legendary before he can head to the next tower, though he receives a system message that one of the tower's factions is deeply interested in his performance. The Shadow Council faction offers him an invitation, but many other factions despise them. He joined them during the past season, so he's already well aware of what they offer. Instead, he demands a Shadow Beast and a rare Darkness Elements go-kart, and when they decline, he turns his back and starts to walk away. They could just let him go, but he holds value for them. They see to his demands by giving him a Shadow Beast Cat, from which he gets 100,000 achievement points and the rare Shadow Blade skill card. Though he might be greedy, even though Yoo-Sung knows where to draw the line, he accepts their offer and joins the Shadow Council faction. Later, he stretches outside in the street thinking if he should continue or stop and start adjusting his condition. At the same time, we see someone approach him and calls his name. Yoo-Sung turns around to see who's calling him. A flurry of reporters swarm him and ask him to share a few words about his recent great achievements. Yoo-Sung only replies that he's just that good. One of the reporters tells him that he has some competition this season. He reveals that China's swordmaster cleared a Tier 4 tower, whereas Yoo-Sung has only been clearing Tier 3 towers so far. Yoo-Sung asked them if he cleared the towers alone, which the reporter said that the swordmaster led a party of 5 have entered. However, 4 players died during the raid. Sarcastically, Yoo-Sung addressed him as Shield Master. Instead, the swordmaster, because he's only good to use his party as a meat shield. All the reporters are shocked, questioning if he, implying that the swordmaster expected people to die. Just then, they received news that the swordmaster entered a Tier 5 tower. Yoo-Sung asked him how many did he take with him this time. But this time, the swordmaster went in alone. Yoo-Sung isn't too concerned about the top spot yet, though it's still the start of the season. Everyone knows that the Saint is gathering skills and items first, and the Gravekeeper isn't planning on participating in the game right now. If the Swordmaster is challenging a Tier 5 tower by himself, he must have gotten something good during his clearing of the Tier 4 tower. He tells the reporters that the Swordmaster is just a nut job. But he is also a nut job, so he'll be competing. The scene shifted inside the Tier 5 tower. The hero king enters a 5-tier tower known as the War Tower with a special condition. Players cannot be on the same side. There is already a player inside the tower. The raid goal is the victory of your side by killing the enemy countries. King, the player inside, is definitely the Sword Lord, all right? Let's play a real game. The evil Empire Cabal started a conquest war and arrived at the front of the Lodea Kingdom. After advancing on its sweeping up turn, a historic fight, an offensive and defensive battle for the palace fortress, its ending is in your hands, Kabbalist Empire and Lodea Kingdom. Please fight for the cause you think is correct. The Sword Lord has already chosen to fight for the Kabbalist Empire, so Yoo-Sung must fight for the Lodea Kingdom. Inside a war room for the Lodea Kingdom, the hero king appears. A visitor has come to save us. The hero king takes a seat and asks who is in charge. A rounded man bursts through the door. What an impudent visitor. I am the defense commander of the palace fortress, a collateral family member of the Lodea royal family, and the 12th patriarch of the Marquis family. You shall follow court customs while you're in my presence. Look here, Commander, do you want to win this battle? The commander scoffs that we can easily win against the Empire, even if it has 10 times our military power. The hero king strikes the commander in the stomach. From now on, I'm the commander here. Now let's have a meeting. The Lola Kingdom has 5,000 conscripted peasants. Among them, 900 know how to use a bow. The difference in military power compared to the Empire is hopelessly large. A good thing among the bad is that magic doesn't exist in this world. Besides the sword, Lord is not a firepower player. He's a disciple of the Steel Monarch. Due to this, they can only receive rewards from one source, since I'm a special case. However, I can receive rewards from multiple monarchs. This fight is doable, but the pressure these soldiers feel is probably on a different level. Living people or fake entities that only exist in the tower. There's no way to know how I can boast the morale of these soldiers. The morale of the soldiers went through the roof after you took care of the fat commander. There was nothing he needed to worry about. The Empire has started its attack. A soldier says to the hero king, "The Imperial forces are in front of the fortress gates. If you take care of the skies, the morale of the enemy will be lowered all right. Shadow Beast is a bit too long, so how about Drake? A feline beast, shrouded in darkness, materializes behind the hero, King. It then leaps onto the battlefield, and spikes rise from its body and penetrate through the hearts of enemy soldiers.